Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Talking Cardboard. As always, my name is Cory.
And I'm Nick.
And today we are playing a brand new game that has not hit the market yet. We actually got a prototype from the designer himself, and this game is Tank Clash.
Yeah, definitely look for Tank Clash on Kickstarter. We did receive this copy from a fellow content creator named Zilla Blitz. So thank you, Mike from Zilla Blitz YouTube channel. Check out his videos. He provided this prototype copy for Cory and I to test out ourselves, and we appreciate that opportunity and look forward to playing this.
Yeah, so let's get down to the table, play a couple games of it, and then we'll come back up here and tell you our thoughts on it. Alright, so like we said, this is Tank Clash. It is a two-player only game where we're going to go head-to-head with top secret mission cards. We dealt these out at the start of the game already. So shuffle them up, they're random. We each get one top secret mission. I'm going to show the camera mine without Nick looking at it, so you can all see what I am going after here. So that is my secret mission, and then Nick will now show his.
Alright. Here's mine, everyone. Oh, I gotta rotate it the right way.
And the first player to complete their secret mission wins the game. So this is solely what we're going after here.
Oh, and it's just so happens my mission was wear a shirt with a tank on it. I win the game!
So Nick won. That's the game. Yep. Hope you all enjoy. So the first part of the setup here is we are setting up our checkpoints at our home base. We have 3 total tokens for that. We're setting them up in rows 1, 4, and 7. Row 1 is our home base. 4 and 7 are the checkpoints. Also, we're going to get into tank placement after that, which we'll go into in a second, but I guess we can just go ahead and set up our home base and checkpoints here. 2, 3, 4. Go to 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3. There. All right. So yeah, we've got home base in row 1, checkpoints in rows 4 and 7, and now we're going to go ahead and turn orders and set up tanks. Starting with Nick, he gets the first tank placement, and then I'll place my tanks, and we'll go back and forth until all of our tanks are placed. Each of us have 3 medium class tanks, 1 tank destroyer, and 1 heavy tank for a total of 5 tanks. There are notations on the tokens here, so like a 1 hash line there means it's a medium tank. Then we've got a 2 hash for the tank destroyer, and then we've also got our last thing here is the heavy tank, which has the 3 dashes on it, and each of them have different stats. So while Nick is setting up his first tank, I'll go ahead and show the stat board here. So we've got everything from firepower to armor to speed. So firepower is not only your range, how many hexes away you can fire, but it's also the amount of dice you can roll. And then we've got armor, which is how many armor tokens we have underneath the tank. If all armor is destroyed, then the tank is destroyed and removed from the map. So that's very important. And then speed is in the white hexes there. That's just how far or how fast your tank can move with 1 movement point. This game is real simple. It basically comes down to we take turns taking 2 actions per turn. We do have some tactical cards, which we'll get into later, that give you 1 free action at the beginning of your turn if you so choose to play that. And the actions you can take is either movement or attack, and you can't do 2 of the same thing with the same tank. So
But you can do 1 of each with the same tank.
You could do 1 of each with the same tank, and in any order. So you can attack and then move, or you could move then attack with the same tank, or you can split up the 1 movement and 1 attack between 2 different tanks. The board state here, we have different things like tree coverage, which we'll get into how that affects not only movement but also not really line of sight, but
It blocks line of sight.
Yeah, the effectiveness of your shot from the trees or within the trees. You have rivers on the map which are impassable. You can't pass them at all unless you're using a bridge to go over it. And then we have houses, which are the same thing too. You can't pass through a house, and it actually blocks line of sight. Also, rivers don't block line of sight, but houses will block line of sight. So first placement there, I can see Nick's got his medium tank in the trees for some extra coverage. And keeping in mind my secret mission, which I've already forgotten, that's very important. So we're going to take a look here. And placement has to be on one of the 2 boards that are on your side of the map. The entire map is consisting of 4 different halves of the boards, so I have to place anywhere within my 2 halves. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and do tree coverage also. Alright, a tank destroyer going in that spot there. So the firepower on the tank destroyer there is 4, so it's got 4 range and 4 dice, so they're very, very beefy when it comes to attack, but very weak when it comes to armor, with only 1 armor. So I have to keep that in mind too. Maybe I'll throw my... And knowing that Nick's going to go first is important. Throw my heavy tank over there.
And I will... Really wants to help me place this tank. So we're gonna. This is my 3. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's a little foggy. Sorry about my 3. So my Pershing, which is my heavy tank.
It might be considered cheating having your partner help you out there, but we'll see how the outcome of the game.
Or it's gonna hurt me, or it's a handicap.
Yeah, it could be.
You know, we're just gonna be aggressive and put that right there.
Ooh. I'm gonna go back here and cover that.
No, we'll do the same. Cover my...
Okay. And out of the secret missions, I guess I should say the basically the spread of the different cards and what they can do. There are 2 of each type, 3 different types of top secret missions. One of the missions is destroy all of your enemies' 3 medium tanks. That's one way to win the game. Another way is by controlling one of your opponent's checkpoints. And the third way you can win is by destroying the player's ace.
Yep.
Correct? Okay, which we will place an ace in one of these tanks. Here's my ace here at the end of setup here. So nobody's ace is in a tank yet, but we'll choose that here in a minute. All right, over to me. I will do... Place this tank here.
All right, and then for my last tank, I will place... Let's see here. Guess I'll just place them back here. And then since that was my last tank, I will be placing my tank ace too. And I can place my tank ace on any of the tanks I've already placed. And the tank ace provides a +1 to your die rolls. So I am just going to go with putting it with my M26 Pershing heavy tank. Beef that bad boy up a little more.
Okay. Yeah, and like Nick said too, the way the combat in this game works is by rolling dice. It is based on your firepower, which I said earlier, which is not only your range, but also the amount of dice you can roll. So for example, if I was rolling for my heavy tank here, I would roll 3 dice and roll that in there just as an example. You take your highest value die, so in this case it's a 6, and that'll tell you exactly how much damage it does. The breakdown of that is 6 is a critical hit, so you get to take 1 armor off of one of the tanks that you are firing at, and then also take a morale card. Morale cards are over here. It's a stack of cards that give you in-game benefits that are kind of like specialty cards that you can play for free on your turn, 1 per turn, depending on the color of card it is. And then 5, rolling a 5, if that were my highest die, would just take 1 of the armor away. It would not award me a morale token, or a morale card at that point, because it's not a critical hit. A 4 deals, I believe, 2 damage.
Yep.
3 deals 1 damage. A 2 is basically getting them afraid of you, and they have to retreat up to, how many hexes was it? 1 or 2 away?
The 2 opponent retreats 1 hex.
1 hex, okay. So if you roll a 2, they get afraid of you, and they have to retreat 1 hex. And a 1 is just nothing, no effect at all. It's just a complete miss. So.
Yeah, and these are all laid out on these reference cards, so...
Yeah, very nicely laid out reference cards. Tells you what each tank can do, and then on the back side, it breaks down all the dice. what all the tactical cards do, and all the different actions you can do. So very nicely laid out there. So you got your ace laid out. I've got one more tank to go, and we're gonna do. Go ahead and place that tank there, and then I have to place my ace because it is my last, or my last tank has been placed. And I think I might throw my ace underneath here, just in case Nick's got that top secret mission where he's got to kill my ace.
So then I start?
Yep, you start.
All right. So for my first move, I'm going to use my Pershing here. And the Pershing has a well, actually first I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of my air support card here, and the air support provides me a automatic hit on the target hex, and then hexes adjacent to the target hex receive one damage token.
Yep, in a straight line.
In a straight line. So I'm going to target this particular medium tank, and they then will lose 1 armor.
Okay.
And then the tank adjacent, the tank destroyer, I guess. Yeah, tank destroyer takes 1 damage.
Yep.
So that's my first thing that I'm doing on my turn, and then to signify I've used this card, just flip it over.
Which tactical cards, it's a free action that he can do at the beginning of his turn, but only 1 a turn, and then once it's used, flip face down, it can no longer be used for the rest of the game. So it's a one-time use, very powerful, but it's essential to winning the game.
So then for my next turn, I'm going to go ahead and activate my my tank destroyer, and I'm going to go move them. Nope, that's not going to happen. I'm going to instead activate my tank destroyer here, or sorry, my heavy tank, the Pershing. I'm going to move them their maximum speed, which is 2 spaces, so 1, 2. Put it right next to Cory's medium tank that I already took away 1 armor from earlier, and I'm going to now, for my second action, I'm going to do an attack. And because the heavy tank has a firepower of 3, I automatically am rolling 3 dice, and then the tank ace is also part of this, or is driving in that tank, so that means I will get +1 to the highest die that I roll here. Yep. And I rolled 2 6s. I didn't even need the ace.
Didn't matter.
So
blows up.
Blows up.
Critical hit, you get a morale card.
And then I get a morale card, which I will show to everyone. So I will have the ability to use this in a future turn. So, and that was my 2 actions, so now it's Cory's turn.
Okay. So I didn't like that one bit. I think I'm going to have to do something drastic here. And what is that going to be? I think I'm going to deploy some smoke, so Nick cannot attack me on his next turn. And then I'm going to decide what to do, because that's relieving some pressure off of me a little bit. I think the other thing I'll do is just an attack with my tank destroyer and an attack with my medium tank, if possible, right? I think I can do that.
But you mean because like the line of sight, the trees block?
Do trees block line of sight?
Yes.
Oh, so then I wouldn't be able to do that then. Yeah, that's messing some things up a little bit. So I'll go ahead and come into the trees then with my tank destroyer, my Martyr 3, and it's got a firepower of 4. We'll go ahead and take 4 of these guys here and see what we get. Alright, got a critical, so takes 1 off of that. I get a morale card here. And there are different colors to the morale cards, and the different colors depict on when you can play them. Some are fast, some are slow. Some you can play it during your opponent's turns or only your own turn. So this one that I got here should be pretty handy. So there you go.
And that's your 2 actions, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I can't attack. I was already getting excited there for a
Got
second.
some smoke out there.
Got some smoke on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
So I will then use the opportunity to smoke back, I guess, first of all. So
Oh boy.
and we're having a smoke out, barbecue ribs. And move more for 1 action, move my tank there, and then can't move anymore since he moved into the trees. And for my second action, I will go ahead and move my tank destroyer 1 space because they started in this forest hex, so they also can only move up to 1 speed, and then that would be my turn.
Okay. So now I can't attack back because we've got some more smoke on the battlefield. So we're going to have to get tricky with this. So my level 3 tank here, my heavy tank, has a speed of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and move him 2 forward. I believe you'd still have line of sight here, right? Because it's on the edge. Which is neither here nor there. And I couldn't move him again, right? Because it's got to be one or the other, or one of each. So the other thing I'll do is I think I want to move this guy to safety. So he's got a speed of 3, but he's coming out of the trees. That should be okay. I think I'll go... Wait, that's 2. The firepower is 4 on that. Oh my gosh. Not good no matter how you look at it for me on that one. I think that guy's kind of stuck. Kind of stuck and out of luck. We'll stay in the trees for some concealment. Okay, that's me.
Then my turn, I will. I'm going to do friendly fire by deploying some artillery support, which which means that center tank that you're targeting is loses an armor, and then all surrounding tanks take 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to target that tank to lose an armor.
Okay.
And then I will be receiving a damage because I'm adjacent, and then Cory
I will be as well.
Also receives a damage. And then for my first action, so I'll flip this over to show I used it. For my first action, I will go ahead and attack then with my Pershing. Yeah.
Heavy tank?
Heavy tank, and that means they're rolling 3 dice. Mm-hmm. But again, my ace is in the tank, so they will add 1 to my highest die roll.
All 1s.
And I got 3 6s again.
Okay, so he blew up, you get a morale card.
No, this guy. Sorry.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, still same outcome. He blows up, and
a morale card.
And I get a morale card. And I'll quick show this one. I don't know if the, yeah, I think you can move that. That'll look better. I'm going to quick do a rule reference here just to make sure I know exactly how to use this one. But that was, that was my first action, right?
Yep.
So then for my second action, I will go ahead and move this guy up 1 as well, and then that ends my turn.
Okay. All right. So I'm wondering if you deal 1 armor damage and take a token out from underneath, does the damage stay that was already on top of it, or would that then clear?
The damage is clear. Like, let's say you deal this. It needs 3 damage. You need 3 damage to remove an armor, and you deal it 4. And you deal it 3 damage now. It would take. You'd clear 3 from it, take an armor away, and then 1 still would be on top.
So what if I used air support, for example, and targeted that as the main hex to take an armor away? Would that damage then stay?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm guessing. I will say yes. The armor damage stays.
Okay. So I'm going to air support then. And it's just going to be on that guy in a straight line. So that token goes away there. And then as my first action, I will shoot at him here with my tank destroyer, firepower of 4.
So I'm going to put this. Says ambush, defender gets to attack instead. And it's before enemy sabotage. Purple. So purple. By the way, I already showed obviously you guys this card, but purple means sabotage, and then it clarifies in the rules that the use is when before an enemy attacks. So
it interrupts me and happens.
So then I am rolling 3.
So you get to attack me instead, or you just attack me before I attack you?
Oh, instead. I'm gonna apply how it says.
Great.
So 3 dice, and it's also my tank ace again, guys. So okay, I got what I needed. So this 5 then is a 6, and sayonara.
Kapoosh. Ouch. All right. Well, that did not go as planned.
Oh, and because it's a 6, it's more.
Yep. Another morale card, and then does that then count still as my first action?
There you go. I'm gonna say yeah.
Interesting. That seems like a good card. All right.
I agree. I'm glad I got that one.
The other thing we want to do, I don't know. So with the 3, I've got a so it's my heavy tank. I have a range of 3, firepower of 3, so I'm going to fire at that guy there.
Okay.
Okay. So 3, and how many tokens does he have? 2. Give it a try.
Oof.
Ooh, 6. So damage there. Morale card here. Okay. And that was my second action.
All right. So my turn. I'm going to go ahead and activate this, my Pershing, and I'm going to use my fuel morale card, which is add 2 to its movement.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because yes, regular speed's 2, and then plus 2 is 4.
Okay.
And then for my second and last action, I will attack
The tree.
Yeah. I was actually going to attack the water.
Oh, sure. That's just as good.
It wasn't bothering me. So I'm going to attack the tank, the medium tank there next to me. 3 dice. And then again, it's my take ace. So it adds 1. Okay, this time not an ideal roll. So
plus 3, so that's what? 1 damage? Yes, because 2 is a retreat.
Yeah, 3 is 1, just light damage. Wow.
Oof. Not good.
That was undesirable. Well, it's Cory's turn.
Or very good, depending on how you look at it. Okay. So we're going to do... It's a little scary, that thing just sitting there now. What is this guy sitting on over here? Nothing? Just open land?
Well,
interesting.
It's a pretty spot.
So I'm going to use my repair. I'm going to repair this guy here. And then my first action will be to attack him. And and it's a firepower of 2, but I'm going to use reinforce. Add a dice to your attack, so I get 3 instead of 2. Hopefully something good.
Oof.
5, and it is my ace, so it counts as a 6.
Oh no.
So I remove
That's
just one of them.
it.
Oh, that's it for your ace, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. The game is still not over, so kind of gives you a hint at something. Then my other thing will be to I'm going to go ahead and use that guy to attack there. It is my heavy tank, so it's a range of 3, firepower of 3, so I'll go ahead and roll those out. And a 5 removes the token, so he blows up, but no morale card. That's it for me.
It's getting interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so
That's-
I am going to place some mines, which the 2 little fire symbols on the mine card here denote that 2 damage is dealt. So,
2 to him.
yeah.
So I guess there was a mine there. All right.
Someone wasn't paying attention driving.
I guess not.
So, for my first action, I'm going to attack with my, whatchamacallit, Tank Destroyer.
Okay.
And that will roll 4 dice and a 6.
Ouch.
So, I'll gladly take that 6 and then a morale card. And there's the card I drew. So, all right. And that was that was my only my first action so far. So then for my second action, I will I guess go ahead and move this tank out there because it was in the floor, so it can only move 1 space, and then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Over to me, I'm going to use our artillery support.
Oh,
So I'm going to choose that, and it deals some shrapnel damage to that.
I'm realizing now that artillery, like, to just be able to take out a.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You waited a while to use that.
Wow. Now it's gone forever. Okay, so with that, this guy, my Tiger 1 heavy tank, it's got a speed of 2, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and then my second action will be to attack. It's got a firepower of 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll attack that tank there. I have to keep in mind what my morale card is here.
So I'm gonna
Oh, okay, here we go.
use a morale card, which is conceal, which says attacker subtracts 1 from their highest die roll. So
Oof, weakening it a little bit.
okay,
All right,
worked
so
out.
down to a 4, which is 2 damage.
2 damage. Yeah, I'll take 2 damage over lost. Whatchamacallit?
And I lost armor. And that was it for both my actions.
Okay. So I will go ahead and I'm going to start with a repair tactical card, which allows me just to take off 1 piece of damage there on my Sherman. Then for my first action, I'm going to move my other Sherman here, and then it's going to attack. Actually, I'm going to go one more because it started here, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to use all 3 movement points and put it there. And then for my second action, I'm going to attack.
Somebody's protecting somebody.
And then you can use, since I only use a tactical card already, I can now use a morale card too if I want.
Yep.
And I'm going to use this sniper morale card, which says add 1 to the highest die roll.
Oof.
So I'm rolling just 2 dice, but
+1.
That's pretty good.
So hopefully,
Pretty strong.
good 6.
This is a 6.
So then I do an armor damage and get. Oh, absolutely wonderful morale card. You'll find out if that was sarcastic or not at some point.
Right. Okay. So I'm kind of hurting here now. So for my first action, I've got a speed of 2 with my tiger here. 1, 2. And second action, what does this guy have? Just 1 token there? They're both mediums. And this guy's got 2 tokens left. Nothing's looking good for me right now. I'm going to go ahead and just attack this guy. So it's a firepower of 3. Got 6. Morale. Oof. Planning on probably just using it. Sabotage, add a flame token to any enemy tank.
Oh,
What does that do?
I'm gonna say it's this. When's in purple? What can be used?
Anytime.
Yeah. So I guess you can just use it and add purple.
Yeah. So just add some damage to 1.
And it's 3 damage to lose armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I really can't take you out at all. But we'll go ahead and add it. The guy's still got 2. Yeah, we'll add it to him. Okay.
So now my turn. Right?
Mhm.
So on my turn, I will attack with my tank there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only rolling 2 dice normally for a medium tank, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in some infantry support, which, as you can see by that symbol, adds a die to my attack. So I'm rolling 3 die now. And no whammy, 6.
Alright, blew him up. And you get him a
Kaboom.
I've got 1 tank left. 1 tank left to get the mission done. Alright. That was it? Over to me.
Wait, that was my first turn.
Oh, that was your first action? Okay.
So for my second move, I'm going to move this guy down here. And then now I'm done.
Okay. So all I've got left is a medium tank. My Panzer 4. It's got a speed of 3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And I cannot move him again. So I guess that's it for my turn.
I'm assuming to get the tokens off, you have to actually like end your move in the space.
Yeah, and then does it take all tokens off or just 1? I could see it going either way.
I think it's all. Yeah, it just says players can remove their damage tokens. Players can repair their damage tanks by removing damage tokens.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if it's one. I was thinking it's all, so I'm going to say it's all. I'm making that executive decision. So this tank moves here to my checkpoint to heal itself, and then I'm going to have this tank move 1, 2 into that forest, and that's my turn.
Okay. Speed of 3 here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and my turn.
Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead and play this transport morale card, which says add 3 hexagons to movement.
Oof.
So I'm going to go
I need that.
put on the turbo blasters. Go 1, 2, 3, and the Sherman already has a normal speed of 3, so it's 3 there, and then 1, 2, 3 more. And now it's conveniently within the range of Cory's tank there. So
Yep.
I'm only rolling 2 dice.
out of tactical cards to help boost my attack here, so it's just pure good rolling.
Okay. Damage.
And
I got 1 damage, my ace left.
yeah, that was my turn.
Okay. Are you considered on my side of the battlefield right now, or not?
Oh,
For mines?
go ahead and use your minds.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm fine with it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mine me up, baby.
Mines. Boom. So you got
Wow, I found some mines, ladies and gentlemen.
you got some damage. All right, and my first and only action will be to attack, because I've only got 1 tank, firepower of 2. 6
So then that didn't. Yeah.
morale.
Well, the damage didn't matter. We're assuming damage stays as we've been playing.
And I'm going to use this right away, because it's purple. It's Demolish. Roll an even number to remove an armored token. So I guess I have to roll a die.
Yeah, that
Let's
sounds
see
nice.
if I can blow you up or not. Even.
Oh, yes!
It's not even.
I'm still alive. Oh, man, this is actually coming down to the wire.
Oof.
So you moved and you fired, right? Or you...
I just fired, because I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think-
and you can't... Oh, and yeah.
Oh, yeah, I still get 2 actions. I just can't do
Yeah.
the same action, right? So now I can move. Which
You moved 1.
I probably should move. Okay.
Woo! This is going to be tense. All right, so I'm going to go ahead... Yeah, I mean... Because he's at the ace, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go 1 and then end my movement in the forest. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna do an attack, guys.
Okay. I've only got 1 token left, too. Got it.
And there you go.
Was that your mission?
Well, it happened to be destroy all medium tanks,
Oh, okay.
but also by a normal victory condition. By
Was it clear the board?
Yeah, it's clean. Wow, that was...
So my secret mission was capture an enemy checkpoint.
You're getting close.
Which I was beelining for it. I got close, so...
I also had this like move next to any. When I got this, that this was the one that was like, oh, this is so helpful because I have my tank. But I was like, man, this actually was going to be helpful because I was.
If I would have drawn any one of these, transport, add 3 hexagons, or if I would have drawn the refuel, I could have just beelined it right to it.
Yeah, the
And it would've
move
won the
3.
game.
Whoa,
That's a big deal.
That helped a ton.
And what was down there? My level 3 tank. Oh, so only a speed of 2. So either 4 or 5 movement instead of 2 would have been a huge deal. I know there's trees in the way, but with the extra 3 movement, I could have moved right around it. So
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. That was our playthrough of Tank Clash. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any comments below, definitely leave them in the comment section. It still is the prototype version, so there might be some questions that we can definitely get answered by the designer himself. And yeah, had a lot of fun playing it. What were your initial impressions of it, Nick?
Well, it was definitely quick to get started. The rulebook was relatively quick to read. In fact, I find it interesting that on the box, as of right now, it says ages 14 and up and doesn't paint the right picture for this game because I don't know, it's probably at least 10, maybe not even.
Yeah, I would think a younger person could definitely understand it. Yeah, very streamlined, simple game on the surface. It's a 2-player only game, so it's a lot of back and forth. Some tactical decisions, some strategic decisions that you can make in the game. What I really liked most after playing it the first couple times here was that it did seem like you had some nice control over what you could do. The secret missions seemed a little bit hard to discern what your opponent had versus what you had, so it seemed a little bit swingy in that sense at the first glance, but it definitely seemed like you had some control over an overall strategy at least.
Yeah, and I would definitely preface this as a entry-level war game. It's called Tank Clash Western Front. It clearly has a World War II theme because of the names of the tanks that are in the game. However, it's definitely not a very thematic World War II game compared to what else is on the market. Both the tanks on both sides are are symmetrical, not asymmetrical, symmetrical. The stats are exactly the same. So if you're someone who really likes war games and is looking for a very thematic war game, don't expect that from Tank Clash. However, I find this one of the best entry-level war games that I've ever played. The closest thing would be like a Memoir 44, and even that has extra layer of complexity that I think someone that's younger may not be able to totally grasp, whereas in Tank Clash the rules are simple enough, and because it's symmetric, because of that, it makes it easier to learn as well.
Right. Right.
So that's the benefit of keeping it symmetric.
I do like the fact that they did keep all the tanks symmetric, so you can at a glance see what your opponent's tank can do because it's the same as your tanks. So I did appreciate that. I would liken this to more of a filler style game. It's not really a full game experience that would be your game of the night style game. It's definitely a filler style. I would compare it somewhat to Raptor. If you guys have played the game Raptor before, it's a 2-player only game. I would say that this is even a little simpler than Raptor. So if you're looking for that entry-level 2-player game, even if you're not really a war game fan, I think you could enjoy this one because of the nature of it. It's a lot of back and forth. There's 2 different ways to play the game, but in the version that we played, you're going after one top secret goal that your opponent doesn't know and really trying to best figure out how to do that before your opponent can do their top secret goal is kind of the tug of war that you play with in this game.
Yep, exactly. And the other thing too that you can see for yourselves is the footprint of this game is relatively small, so that's always great for traveling, and something I always appreciate with a game. And something that I also want to say I appreciate is the artwork in this game. It's very, obviously you can tell, this isn't a serious war game based on the kind of cartoony artwork, and that's how the game plays. Like I just said, it's not like a heavy war game by any means. So the artwork definitely aligns to how the game plays, and it, I think, looks very visually appealing, so I like that part of the game as well.
I agree too. It's definitely more of a lighthearted war game. It's not going to be gruesome by all means, that sort of thing. It's definitely, the art style it's very friendly to multiple ages.
Yeah.
And also another thing too, there is dice rolling in the game for combat, but I would say that the dice can be mitigated enough to where it's not really a huge turnoff for somebody who wouldn't enjoy dice rolling as much. So
that's one thing that I actually hardly ever see this in war games, is the ability where all your dice rolls typically have some meaning. In most war games, it's binary. You either hit or you don't hit. And that can be frustrating if you're rolling 6 dice and all of them are misses and you feel like, gosh, like what a waste. In this game, you're probably never going to have a roll where nothing happens.
It's very hard to miss.
To have just snake eyes.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you if that happens to you in this game. So I like that. It makes it fun to play then.
Yeah, even that can be mitigated too. With some of the morale cards, you can re-roll dice.
Exactly.
The tactical cards, I love the decision making where you can use one tactical card once per game for the entire game.
Yeah.
So really the decision space and when to use that and utilize it is very important. And it's a fast-playing game, too. It's not one of those games that you can really conserve your cards and sit back and wait for that opportune moment. It's like, you better act now or you're going to get taken over.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Very fast-playing, light, nice, fun. Like Nick said, very small footprint, so you can really take it anywhere. You can take it on vacation with you, throw it in a bag, good to go. I love how the board is modular, too. They've got 4 different partitions to the board, and I believe they're going to be double-sided in the final version, but that just makes it all the more variable and also easy enough to tuck away in a small box.
Yeah.
So, had a lot of fun with Tank Clash. That is our first impressions of the game. Like we said earlier in the video, if you have any comments or any questions below, definitely leave them down in the comment section and we can ask the designer directly for you all. So if that piques your interest, definitely check out Tank Clash. Nick mentioned as well that I think it is on Kickstarter now. So definitely check out the Kickstarter campaign and we'll leave a link to that in the notes below also. So until next time, you all have a great day.